So if you're watching my channel, most likely you have some sort of interest in building wealth. You want to become wealthy. And one of the most common ways you hear in building wealth and growing your wealth is investing in the stock market. But a lot of people are nervous about the stock market right now. We are at near record highs. A lot of people are predicting that another economic collapse is just around the corner, that we have another housing bubble that could happen, could pop at any time. So if you want to build wealth and you want to grow your money and you want to avoid the stock market, how can you do it? Well, today we're going to talk about 6 ways that you can build your wealth outside of the stock market. So we're going to find out what are these 6 ways right now. All right, I've been a financial advisor for over 16 years, so I get that investing in the stock market is a surefire way to build wealth. I've met so many people that have invested, either be mutual funds, stocks, ETFs. Investing in the market will build your wealth, will grow your wealth over time. But when it comes to actually picking stocks, it can be rather hard. It's reported that the average lifespan of a stock is 7 years. So in 7 years, a stock that is created today, 7 years from now, there's a 50-50 shot that it won't be around. It's also reported that the top 4% of all companies, all publicly traded companies, which comes out to about 1,000 different companies or 1,000 different stocks, represent a majority of all the gains that are made in the market. So what does that mean? That means that if you want to make money in the market, you have a 4% chance of picking one of these stocks that are going to make you money. A 4% chance. So do you like your odds, especially knowing that the market has reached a record high? Most likely not. Or maybe if you don't want to put all your money in the market and you still want to build your wealth, you want to look at other options. So what other options can you look at? All right, the first option is one that you hear all the time, that is investing into real estate. Now, I am not going to stand before you and tell you or make the claim that I am a real estate investor, that I am an expert in this space, because I am not. I actually have another video where I talked about my failed real estate investment experience that you can check out if you want. So how do you invest into real estate if you don't know how, if you've never done it before? Well, first let's understand our options. You can invest into commercial real estate, which probably is not where you're going to start if you've never invested into real estate before. Most likely you're going to look at rental property, or maybe you'll be buying and flipping a house. It could be utilizing Airbnb to make some good money on the side. But if you don't have any connections and you don't know where to start, a few options to consider. One is try to find a good realtor. If you have a good realtor friend, and let me tell you, there are realtors everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live, there are realtors everywhere. Get connected with a few different realtors and find out from them who are the true real estate players in your area. Offer some value to them. Offer to take them to lunch. Offer to pay them for their time to learn how they make their money, what they've learned, the experience that you can get from them by offering some value and paying for their time is invaluable if this is something that you truly want to do. Another way you can learn is just to get educated. There are tons of real estate videos that you can watch here on YouTube. Some of the people that I've watched are Graham Stephan, Meet Kevin, Brandon from Bigger Pockets. These guys have some great channels and are sharing some behind the scenes look at what it looks like to become a real estate investor. So you can learn a lot from them, and this is all free. I just mentioned Brandon from Bigger Pockets. So BiggerPockets.com is the largest real estate investing website in the country. They have tons of great content. They have a free forum where you can learn a lot. Brandon is also a good friend. I'm connected with him just through the blogging community. Brandon also wrote a book, a great book on investing into rental property, which you can check out on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description so you can check that out. but just getting yourself educated on understanding what the options are. Now, if you don't want to go out and buy a real property, or if you don't want to mess with the hassle of trying to manage a property, there's another video I did where I talked about the 8 different ways that you can invest into real estate without managing any properties. And one of the ways I mentioned in that video is investing in a company called Fundrise. So Fundrise is a crowd sharing platform where you are investing into real estate, but you are investing with other peers. So you're not putting all your money into one real estate investment. So with Fundrise, they are a real estate investment trust company that they're going to go out and find properties for you. And you can invest as little as $500 and get a piece of all these different properties that they have. So if that's an option you want to look at, you can watch my other video where I talk about how to invest with Fundrise, how it works, and why it might make sense for you if you want to become a real estate investor and not have the hassle of managing that property, have to worry about all those different properties. All right, the second option in growing your wealth outside the stock market is you can become a franchisee, investing into a franchise. Now, this is something that isn't really my cup of tea. I like to eat at franchises. I like to buy products and consumer goods at franchises, but I just don't see myself running a franchise. But that doesn't mean that you can't make good money. It's reported that you can make between 10 to 15% return on your money by becoming a franchisee. So that's not a bad gig. So when I was starting my career as a financial advisor, I had a friend of mine who him and his brother wanted to open their first franchise. And after a lot of research, they decided that they wanted to open a Little Caesars pizza franchise. And I really didn't understand because there are already a ton of pizza places where we lived. But nonetheless, he did his research and that's what they wanted to do. In the next, I think it was 3 years, they had opened up 3 Little Caesars locations and they were all profitable. They were making a killing off of these franchises. And here's the crazy part. So he had these Little Caesar franchises, and from then he expanded to another franchise and he started opening Sport Clips franchises, which is basically like a haircutting place for men. And then he opened up a third franchise through OxyClean. I think that's the name of the company. And it was crazy because I just saw an interview that him and his brother did in Entrepreneur, and they had 3 franchises at 18 different locations across 4 different states. And this interview was a few years ago, and I can only imagine how many more locations they have now. So my guess is they're making more than their 10 to 15% on their money becoming a franchisee for these different franchises. Now, can anyone and everyone become a franchisee? The answer is no. There are some strict financial requirements that many of these franchises require before they even allow you to open a franchise. No, so here's some examples. So Chick-fil-A, they require $10,000 to become a franchise. So $10,000, but you have to go through a very strict application process before they'll even consider you. So Chick-fil-A is on the lower end of the franchises as far as like their initial requirements. A franchise like McDonald's, they require that you have at least $1 to $2 million. That's how much it's going to cost to open the franchise. They're also going to require that you have $750,000 of working capital that's liquid when you have the franchise, and they're going to charge you $45,000 for the franchise fee. So opening up a McDonald's might not be an option for most people, but there are some other franchises, if this interests you, that could work. All right, the third option is one that I don't even want to say, but I kind of have to say it because this topic is building wealth out of the stock market. So what is number 3? Number 3 is life insurance. Okay, so why do I have an issue with the life insurance? So if you watch another video where I talk about 5 financial scams that you should avoid, I talk about different types of life insurance, whole life insurance, index universal life insurance, that you should avoid. Now, should you avoid them in all cases? The answer is no. In that video, what I was mostly talking about is people that are life insurance agents, shady salespeople that are trying to sell insurance products to people that haven't invested into a Roth IRA or haven't invested into their 401k. And these life insurance agents are trying to lead in as the very first thing that they invest into is a life insurance product. And that's what I call BS. Oops, I said it. And if you look through the comments from all the life insurance agents that came out of the woodworks on that video, a lot of them were just making these claims like, oh, you just need, life insurance is great, better than 401ks, and it's better than Roth IRAs. Like, come on, get out of here, go, 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 just go, just go. But does that mean that you can't use life insurance to build wealth? The answer is no. But I would say this is one caveat. So if we're talking about building wealth here. So I'm assuming that you have maxed out your 401k, you have maxed out your Roth IRA, you have taken full advantage of all your different tax deferred options that are out there. If that is the case, then you could look at some sort of permanent cash value life insurance policy to maximize your wealth. Now, with these, there are so many different types, and I could do a 45-minute video talking about all of them, but just know you're gonna want to find one that is with most likely an independent company. If it's by a big name, most likely there are a lot of costs that are in that policy that you're not going to see that are going to jeopardize your returns. So if it is an insurance company that you've probably heard of and they have commercials on the Super Bowl, then that would be one that I would probably avoid. But if you're working with an independent financial planner, an independent insurance agent that is using companies that are stripping out most of the commission so that you're getting more of the return, then those are the ones that you can look at. All right, option number 4, building wealth outside the stock market. Now, number 4 is one that I love talking about. It's one that has impacted my life a lot, especially most recently, which I will share at a later time. But number 4 is starting an online business. So what options do you have starting an online business? Well, here's the cool thing is that there are a ton of different options. So one option could be selling digital products. This could be courses, this could be ebooks, it could be a variety of things. Another option could be a membership community where people are paying a monthly recurring fee to be a part of a group, to be a part of a community with a similar interest. The third option could be an e-commerce store. So maybe you have a service that you want to sell. This could be t-shirts, it could be mugs, it could be dog collars. There are so many different things that you could sell online, and there are so many tools nowadays that you can get an online store set up easily. You just have to drive traffic to it. And the fourth option is you could become an affiliate marketer. So this is where you are recommending a product or service that hopefully that you trust, that you believe in, that you use personally. And if somebody utilizes that product or service, utilizing the link that you shared with them, you get paid a small commission. So the cool thing about all of these is that I have a friend or know of somebody very close that has made an amazing amount of money with each of these. So we talk about digital products. So you can check out the interview where I have Joe Nicoletti on, and he talks about how he made $10,000 in an hour. I'm gonna say that one more time. He made over 10 grand in 1 hour selling his first digital course, selling a digital product. And he did that on his lunch break while he was still at his 9-to-5 job. I have 2 other friends that have membership communities. One is a food blog membership community. These are food bloggers that are looking to monetize their blogs, and they pay to be a part of this membership community of other food bloggers. I also have another friend who has a community of online entrepreneurs that are paying anywhere from $50 to $100 a month to be a part of this community, and they're paying so every single month, and they're happy to do so because they're around like-minded people and they're getting tremendous value that they want to be there. They want to be a part of that, and they're willing to pay it. And when I think about an e-commerce store, I think about my friend Steve Chu from mywifequitherjob.com. Him and his wife started Bumblebee Linens, and in the first year of launching this e-commerce store that sells handkerchiefs, they made over 6 figures, over $100,000 in their first year of launching this online store. And from there, he also has digital courses. He has now a conference. So he has taken his online business that initially was an e-commerce store that is still making a killing. And now he has other digital offerings that are making him that much more. And he's a good guy. I like him. I like Steve. You can check out his podcast. You can check out his website. He's got tons of information. There are so many different ways that you can make money online. It is ridiculous. We talked about having the e-commerce store that you can set up through Shopify. Shopify is like a plug and play software program that you can have your store set up like the same day. You can have it set up, I think, in less than an hour. Or if you want to do Amazon FBA, so you can basically have products created, have them shipped directly by Amazon, or you can do retail arbitrage where you're buying things on clearance at different stores, like at Walmart or at Target, or maybe even buying them online, and you can resell them either on Amazon or you can sell them on eBay. So there just are a ton of options that you can look at. So with me personally, I started my blog back in July 2008, and from the blog, initially I was making my money from advertising, utilizing Google AdSense. And then after a few years, I was able to incorporate affiliates. So I was recommending different investment platforms, different online savings accounts, life insurance. So these different affiliate partners that I recommended on my site that I believed in, because I wanted people to take action and start investing in themselves and start getting their financial future on track by opening accounts at these various places. I got a small commission for those recommendations. And from there, it has exploded from making $1,000 a month to making over 6 figures every single month now. And yes, it's taken some time to build that, but we have the time to do it. And the best part is you can do it from your laptop. You can do it from your computer. You can do it from your couch. You can do it while you're watching Netflix. That is the fun and beauty of growing an online business. All right, the fifth option, and this one does take a little bit more work. You gotta roll up your sleeves a little bit and get to work, but it is building and selling a business. Now, this is something that I don't think that I ever thought that I would be able to do. I didn't come from an entrepreneur family. I didn't come from having friends or mentors when I was younger that talked about any of this. It wasn't until I started reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Crushed It and Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Workweek where I started to get, okay, building a business. I see it. Oh, you can sell a business. Oh, people actually will pay for your business. That's an interesting thought. It wasn't until this year where I finally got to a point where I could sell some of a business and all of another business. And from that, I walked away with a decent amount of money that had a couple of zeros and a few commas. Anyway, but it does take work. This is something that is not going to happen overnight, but there are people that specialize in identifying businesses, identifying niches that they can build a business and build it to sell. I mean, there are opportunities, and you can also do this in the online space. I've seen people create just various niche sites in car insurance, in dog training, in survival knives, and they've built these sites, which is basically an online business. And they built it not because it was a passion project or it was a hobby, it was something that they wanted to sell in 3 to 5 years, and they walked away with a good amount of money. Now, one site that I was able to buy, I didn't pay a lot of money for it, but I bought a site called financeforteachers.com. Dave Grant, who's a financial planner, was transitioning out from, I think he moved out of state, and he didn't want the site anymore. He spent a few years growing it as a marketing tool for his practice. I think I bought it from him for between $25,000 and $3,000. So he walked away with a decent amount of money. I bought an asset that is making me anywhere between $100 to $150 a month. And so there's an example of somebody buying a business by building something and selling it and walking away with it versus somebody buying a business and buying it in order to grow it. So there are different options to look at. It just depends where you want to do it, how you want to do it, who you know, what your expertise and what your specialties are, but it is an option to look at. All right, the last one, and this one is pretty much the no-brainer here, but if you want to build wealth outside of the stock market, pay off your debt. Pay off your debt. Become debt-free. Your net worth, which is basically the metric that defines how wealthy you are, is assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. Assets minus liabilities. Your liabilities are your debt. So paying off your debt, guess what? Increases your assets, increases your net worth, and boom, you are wealthier. Now, does that mean that you need to just not invest into anything and go off and just pay off all your debt at once? I would actually be one of the weirdos to argue, no, I would say don't do that. Invest some of that money. Maybe we're not investing all of it, we're investing some of it and reapplying the rest of that of becoming debt-free. Now, some people argue, well, I can make more in this investment. Why would I want to pay off my debt? So here's my argument to that. If you are in debt and you recognize how you got into debt and you know, and you have to know yourself to be able to do this, you know how you got into debt and it's not going to get worse, then okay, pay off the debt moderately, invest the rest. But if you're in a situation where, oh, I can make more money in the market, I can make more money open a franchise instead of paying off my debt, but you still haven't got your debt in control yet, like you still don't know why you're in debt, you don't know why, oh, I just opened another credit card, how did that happen? Oh, I got $5,000 more in debt, oh, what's going on here? So if you're one of those that makes sorry excuses for yourself why you have debt and why you can't get out of debt, and you keep incurring more debt, then this doesn't apply to you. This doesn't apply to you. If you are in control of your debt, if you have a specific plan in becoming debt-free and paying off all your debt, then yes, you have permission, you have my permission to go out and invest into something that we talked about today. Are we clear? Are we good? Good. Moving on. The biggest takeaway that I want you to get from this video is that to become wealthy, to grow your wealth, to hack your wealth, there are so many different options. So many different people have amassed amounts of wealth in different ways. Whether you look at Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Michael Dell, all of these guys, all of these people have achieved wealth, but they've done so in a different fashion, a different way. So one of these ways can work, all of them can work. It just depends which one are you going to spend the most time in, which one are you going to invest yourself into resources, into education, to understanding how to fully maximize all these different options. Because investing your time, investing your energy is going to give you the biggest return on your money, the biggest return on your investment out of anything. All right, so I want to know, which wealth building strategy are you excited about? Which one do you plan on implementing today, or which one have you already implemented? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you are going to build your wealth today. All right, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.